Bisou went to the groomers today. I generally do everything myself at home, but I don't feel comfortable trimming off her skirt. So I found a groomer that I really like, and she washes Bisou and trims her up for me. And today she actually came back to me with a bow in her hair, which I thought was adorable. And now I'm ready to brush her out for the night. So I wanted to share something with you guys in case those that are watching are new to having a dog wear bows. In past videos I've kind of brought this up, or if you message me on Etsy, I talk about this a lot, how to put a bow in. Now because it's a groomer, I think all groomers across the board put in bows this way, but traditionally if you're going to have your dog wear bows all the time, you really should make a top knot for them, which is a ponytail, and then put the bow over the ponytail if it's on bands, or if it's on a clip or a barrette, it snaps right underneath the hair that's gathered. So I'm going to take you in for a closer look. So this bow has bands, and the groomer just wrapped the bands directly onto her hair. Okay, so normally if you're doing this for your dog, you should not be, because the way you have to get this out is you have to clip these bands to come out. You don't want to pull it, because obviously you're going to pull hair and hurt your dog. And this bit right here, I'm trying to figure it out. She's already knotted there, but I think that's because originally her bow was upside down and she wanted to redo it, and I just think when she redid it, it just caused a little bit of matting right there. So what you should do is cut those the little grooming band off. Well, I will have to do that here. So if you take your dog to the groomers and they come back with a bow like that that's already wrapped around their hair, use some sort of snip or scissors. I suggest if you visit my shop, I sell these snips that have a hook, so that way you can pull it away from their head and snip off the band without jabbing them in their head accidentally if they move. So let me see if I can get that on camera. Okay, let's see if this angle works. So I have my snips here. So what I'm going to do is pull the bow as much as I can away from her hair and just kind of navigate the hair so that I can expose as much of the bands as possible. So I'm going to hook it underneath and pull upward as much as I can and snip. And that just released one of the bands, so hopefully I can grab the one on top to release it. My hands might cover it just a little bit so I can maneuver those snips. Okay, so I grabbed it there. Not sure if you can see. Okay, so the bow has been released. Now we need to remove these that are already in her hair and slightly matted. So same thing, I'm going to find the best possible spot. What I like to do, this is the front of her. So what I'd like to do is have her put her head down, like nose down. And I'm going to flip her ponytail towards the front of her face. So let's see if I can get her to do that. Okay, so I'm flipping her ponytail. So now I'm at the back side, because if I have to cut, at least I'm cutting the back of any kind of hair and not the front. So actually that was where it was. The back side is where it was loose. So I want to show you the ponytail. Okay, put my snips down for a second. So you can see there how the hair was just wrapped around and matted. So that's not good. That's why you shouldn't wrap the bow, the rubber band from your bow, around to the dog's hair directly. So again, if your groomer does that, just very gently, this loose piece of hair came off with it too. Just very gently snip it and cut from the back if you have to. Okay, Now she's free of any bands. I'm gonna go ahead and just brush out the top of her hair. Make sure there's nothing left in there. But I just wanted to pop on really quick and share that with you since it actually happened to me. And that way you get to see what I'm talking about. Because I do get asked that quite often as far as do I choose bands or barrette for my bow? How do I put it in if it's on a rubber band? You know, how do I keep reusing the bow if it's on a rubber band? Because most people think you have to cut that band because you wrap it directly. They think that, but that's really not the case. You should be making a top knot and then adding a bow on top. Actually, what I'll do is go ahead and brush Bisou's hair. I like to use these soft ponytails. I have a whole bunch of these. So what I'll do is I'll put this in her hair during the day and have her wear a hair bow. I like to put rubber bands on my bows for my girls. So what I'll do is I'll put the rubber band on top of this and it'll just sit nicely. But you can do the same thing with a clip. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So I'm gonna make her ponytail. You're really close up because Bisou is laying down and I can't back up any further. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, so I have that soft ponytail. And then I have a couple of bows here. These are mine. This one I put a barrette clip on it, so I'm going to show you both ways that you would slip this on your dog if you choose to use a barrette. And then here's one. I usually will put 2 of the grooming bands back here, but because this is just for my dogs and I can easily reattach these, I have 1. So same concept. Even if you have 2, you're only going to use 1 of the bands from the back of your bow. So like I said, I like to use bows with bands on them. So what I'm going to do is place this right on top of her ponytail. So I have that just like this. I go all the way to the bottom, and this, because this is so thick, it helps lock the rubber band in place. And then this is what it looks like from the front. I mean, of course, you wouldn't, if you don't mind the colored ponytail on top, but for a casual bow, I like to do that. But in my opinion, this is a little bit dressier, so I would put the true top knot bands, but just so you can see. All right, now let's do the barrette clip so you can see what that would look like. And to remove it, I do the same thing. I pull, whoops, I'm trying to look through the viewfinder, and slip it straight off. See, nothing was disturbed there in her hair, no knots, no twisting. So now same with the clip. So what I'm going to do is right here where her hair is gathered, I'm going to slide the clip there. And she's done. So I hope that helps, and I just wanted to share with you guys about that. If you experience that with a groomer's bow and you need to remove it, that's the best way that I suggest to remove it, and how you can actually have your dog wear bows daily without doing the full-blown top knot thing.